Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video I'm going to be going over my May 5th Nightmare Cup battles. This is a tournament that was held in downtown Toronto. Many great players from Toronto. The competition's very fierce and very tough. But again, as I'm sure you saw on Twitter or on Reddit, the Sylph Arena / the Sylph Road lost 10 hours of data, including the tournament record for this one. But some people are upset, but for me, it's not too big a deal. Because I'm going to do another Nightmare Cup tournament, even though I did pretty well in this tournament. The second thing is that the most important battle is the next one, right? So past battle is the past. Doesn't matter if you win, lose, or draw. It's what can you learn from that particular tournament and battles to help you improve in the future. So always aim to get better. Obviously, you want to win as much as you can, but really the goal is like, did I play well and how can I improve? Unfortunately, the first match in this tournament, I didn't record properly. This is the first time me trying to record individual matches than trying to piece together, and I thought that would work. But unfortunately, after the second battle, I clicked on the AZ recorder to stop it, and it's starting the recording. So my bad. That was against Guan 87. All you need to know is that he absolutely destroyed me. I made a ton of mistakes in that first battle. So I lost my first round, and now I'm up against, I think her name is Tabitha. This is her first Sylph Arena tournament. So I underestimated her a little bit too much in the first match. So that's why I didn't necessarily go my way. But that, regardless, we look to improve and to get better. Anyways, let's get into the battles here. So I looked at her lineup. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of Pokemon here that are going to lose to Toxicroak. So I lead with Toxicroak for anticipation that there's a high likelihood that they're gonna bring a Pokemon that's gonna lose to Toxicroak. Only Xatu really beats Toxicroak outright. Spiritomb has like a very good and competitive match here, and this is where I was kind of stupid here. I guess it doesn't matter. Like this Sludge Bomb is probably a good play here, and then I do the switch. So she doesn't shield here. So I do the switch into... I probably could have avoided the switch, to be honest, but that's not a big deal either. So, especially since I knew Hypno could beat Lucario as well. I should have shielded there. I don't know, like I had a really bad habit of not shielding AOL Ace when I really should. So here, I'm going to hit Aqua Tail. And then hopefully I can hit one more Aqua Tail. Nope, I cannot. That's totally fine. And just conscious that she has like a lot of energy built up from all the counters she's done. So I'm hoping I can feign before here. Decide to shield here. It's debatable whether I should have shielded. And then here I hit the Mud Bomb. And shield. And then here is where I made the dumb mistake. Not necessarily here. I should have switched to my Hypno sooner, but I was actually hoping that she was gonna hit an Ominous Wind against me there, but it was a dumb mistake on my part. So here I decided to shield against Ominous Wind, but you can see how quickly how much energy she had banked already, because she hits another Omnis and right away, and then she's able to hit a second one and then KO me here. So if I would have switched one turn earlier, I could have got off that Shadow Ball. So that's something I knew, but I was like, oh, she's gonna use an Omnis Wind to feint my Toxicroak and waste energy. So after that match, I'm like, okay, you know what? You can't play around with these matches. You gotta play everyone to the best ability. So that was my bad there for not playing as well as I should. If I would have did a switch earlier, I could have got off another confusion, got to the Shadow Ball, but it is what it is. So anyways, we're rematching here. I'm going to lead with Toxicroak again, because Toxicroak is just like such a deadly Pokemon against her team. So let's take a look and see see how we do. I like Nightmare Cup a lot. Really interesting meta. A lot of different Pokemon here. So she again leads with Lucario. It's a very favorable matchup for Toxicroak. So she's gonna switch, and I was like, okay, should I switch? I'm like, oh, okay, it's an Absol. Okay, don't need to switch. So perfectly fine there. Absol's very squishy. And then she goes into Spiritomb, and then here I have Hypno in the back, so I know Hypno can take care of Lucario, so I'm not too concerned there. I'm gonna hit another Mud Bomb here, and then I'm gonna go to Drapion here, absorb this Ominous Wind. Ominous Wind's not gonna do that much damage, and then let's see how we do here. I'm gonna click this Aqua Tail here, try to bait a shield. Okay, she doesn't shield. Okay, again, I'm not gonna shield here. Just an Ominous Wind. It's not gonna do that much damage. And then I know she has a Lucario, so she got the boost. Okay, and then I'm gonna click Aqua Tail here to try to bait at the last shield here. The Lucario has like 2/3 of its health. Oh, it makes you more. Actually, only got hit by one counter, so it's pretty good. But here I'm not too worried. I do hit Aqua Tail here. Get one more Aqua Tail off. Do a decent chunk. Especially Lucario is so squishy. And then here I'm like, I know I'm in a very favorable position. 2 shields, 2 Pokemon against 1. Both of them are quite good against That's it. Oh, I'm gonna turn off the clicking noise there. And then this is gonna be close combat. I talked to her afterwards. She's like, she asked for some advice. I'm like, yeah, you should definitely have Power Up Punch, even if you don't have enough candy to. So we took the match. So that was good for me. Thank you for the battles, and really taught me a good lesson that I should make the right decisions at all times. Just because you can have challenging matchups. So we're going to match 3 of this second round tournament, second round of the tournament, and I leave with Lucario. I leave with Toxicroak again, and then this time she leaves with Alolan Raticate, which is actually like a very positive matchup for me. And she's using Bite, so Toxicroak resists Bite, but still Bite does a ton of damage there. Okay, so she goes into Spiritomb, and then I click Mud Bomb here, because Mud Bomb's going to do a decent amount to Spiritomb, and then as well, Mud Bomb doesn't give me that much value against Alolan Raticate, so I'm going to switch here, absorb this Ominous Wind, and she hits me with the Ominous Wind, and then I'm going to click, or I can't remember if I farm up energy here. I think I do. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for the slight energy farm here before I get hit by another Ominous Wind. And then there you go. So I have a whole Aqua Tail ready to go. I'm gonna click this Aqua Tail. It's consists of Alolan Raticate, which is not gonna do pretty much anything to this Alolan Raticate. Alolan Raticate is super tanky here. And I'm gonna try to game for this Aqua Tail. Again, Bite is high damage, but very slow energy generation. Okay. And then she has one last Pokemon, which is her trusty Lucario here. And then here I'm just going to come Toxicroak, hit it with Mud Bomb. Actually, to be honest, I probably shouldn't have done Mud Bomb. I should have did fast moves just because, yeah, I'm going to win based off of counters anyway. So I'm going to shield here. Toxicroak does resist counter from her part, so it wasn't a big deal. So here you'll see how big the difference in damage is with that super effective counter due to the steel typing. All right, so now we're 1-1. I've lost a few tournaments in the first round. So anyways, we're gonna be up against the tournament organizer, little Calvin Lowe. So thank you very much, Calvin Lowe, for the battles here. So actually here, Calvin was taking a little while to pick the team, which is totally fine. So I stupidly put my phone upside down, and then I was like waiting for the battle to start, and then you'll see. I'm curious actually because I'm watching this video, rewatching this video for the first time. Obviously, I cut the different components and edit it down, but this is the first time me actually looking at it. I accidentally swiped to a different team. I have no idea. I must have like been playing with my phone while I was upside down, and then my loot phone is literally face down at this point in time, right? I'm just waiting for the battles, right? Because I really want to use Zatu, because Zatu's good against the two fighters and good against Shift Tree, and I'm just making sure the recording is working. And then I click on them like, oh shoot, I just went to the wrong team. So, and then I was like, oh okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. This team, whatever I went with, should be pretty good as well. So against Alone Raticate against Umbreon, so it was actually good that I switched teams because Zatu would have had a really hard time against Umbreon. So here I'm going to hit Hyper Fang, and then this is going to do, Umbreon's so tanky, so it's not going to do a ton of damage. But Alone Raticate is also very tanky here, so I'm not going to shield this. It's going to be last resort here. So I know that, okay, Alone Raticate beats Umbreon to the normal moves. So when I saw this one here, I was like, okay, this is going to be a foul play or Dark Pulse. Doesn't really matter. So it's a foul play. You're going to hit a Hyper Fang here. I forget if I beat the shield here. I think so. Yeah, so I beat the shield, so that's good for me. And I'm going to aim for Hyper Fang again. And then I just barely beat the Umbreon to Hyper Fang. And then I think, nope. Yeah, and then I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to, my Alone Raticate, especially since they have so many fighting Pokemon, that doesn't really matter too much. So here I'm going to go Toxicroak, get a little bit of energy generation here. And let's see what he comes with. He comes with Zatu. I'm going to come with, after a little bit of lag there, that's totally fine. I'm going to come with Hypno here. And then obviously I have to be worried about the Ominous Winds. And I decide to shield the first one. And then, of course, I think there's 3 times where I faced a Zatu with an Ominous Wind buff. So I was like, Jesus, man, like, how many of these buffs are going to occur? So I hit the Shadow Ball here. And then the switch comes out, which makes sense. This Shift Tree comes out, and I was like, Jesus, like, can I hit this Focus Blast? And I was like, okay, originally I was going to hit the Shadow Ball, and I was like, no, I'm going to go for the kill here. Let's go for the Focus Blast here. And then obviously I KO'd here. And then I'm like, oh, I should have go for Mud Bomb or go for Sludge Bomb. Always go for the win. So here, well, like, I don't know how many, very minimal HP left. Hit the Sludge Bomb in the match against the boosted Zatu. So yeah, 3 times in this tournament I faced boosted Zatus, which is just pretty crazy. So anyways, we're going to the second match, and I'm debating my teams, and I'm like, okay, let's go with this team. This team is going to be good. It beats Gardevoir, beats Shift Tree, beats the 2 fighters, even matchup on Zatu. It only really has a tough time against Umbreon. So, but even Umbreon, you're hitting with neutral damage. The only thing is Umbreon's a tank, and Zatu is very squishy. So here, positive matchup for me. So that's good. And so we're going to hit, I'm just waiting to see what comes out. It looks like another Zatu. And then I'm going to switch over to Drapion here. And I don't know why I keep letting myself get hit by Aerial Ace. It's so stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. Why I let that happen. Maybe because I'm not counting properly and I think it's an Ominous Win. But yeah, number 1 mistake I made during this tournament was not blocking Aerial Ace. So, and then here I was like, okay, I could have, I probably couldn't have got to the crunch. So here I just hit the Aqua Tail here. and then bait another shield. So that's good enough for me. And then as well, waste energy there. So I'll take that trade for sure. So now I'm in a good position here. The Zatu has almost no health, no shields left. I have 2 shields. I have a Toxic Crow. So here I'm just gonna hit the. I forget what I do here. Actually, I think I build up energy here. I was like, okay, you know what? I can just feint this down with air slashes. Maybe not the smartest move here, because I had to use a shield. And then here is what I don't know why I did this move here, because like I know that the only Pokemon here that's gonna beat a Zatu is Umbreon. It didn't come out. I don't know why I immediately went for the Omnis Win. It wasn't like I could shield bait anyway. So here I go for the Omnis Win, and then here I didn't even bother trying to build up energy against this thing. So it was a stupid play by me. But anyways, so Shift Tree comes out. I was like, oh, do I need to switch? No, I'll just hit this Aerial Ace here. So good thing for me that Aerial Ace, that Shift Tree came out, and I was able to win round 3. Made several mistakes there. So GG, Low Coven Low. Thank you for the battles, and thank you for organizing the tournament. So we're on to round 4, and again a rematch with Guan87. I really don't like the fact that we get rematched in the tournament. It's fine, I'll battle whoever, but it's just annoying that the way they're set up right now obviously is going to get fixed. They're super busy, but the fact that we got paired up in round 1 and now we get paired out in round 4 is just it's just like I like a little variety in this tournament. There's lots of people in this tournament. So here I lead with Toxic Crow, and then here I made several dumb mistakes here in this battle. So I was like, okay, I have the lead advantage, and then there comes Zatu here. I was a little slow on the switch, and again I made this dumb mistake like 4 times in this tournament. Like I was like, what am I doing here? I don't shield this, and I've done this matchup several times, and then here I don't even go for the shield bait. I just go for the crunch here. I should have shield baited, so and then here I can't even get to the Aquadales. This is dumb of me, like not playing the best I can. So all of a sudden I turn like what was a positive situation to me to a -1. And like this Zatu has so much energy built up. And then I almost expected to get the buff again because I faced so many buffed Zatu. So obviously I shield here. And then Ominous Wind comes out. And then this is like an arguable mistake by me. I didn't know how much. I'm pretty sure it was very close to Ominous Wind, but obviously I didn't count properly. So here I tried to switch, and then I didn't switch fast enough. And then I go for Mud Bomb here, which is fine. And then I have a little bit of an energy advantage here. So I click on, this is where I should have perhaps built up a little bit of energy. I don't know, it's debatable. And then hit the Mud Bomb, and then obviously I have no energy left, so I'm trying to do as much damage as I can, hopefully hit this Mud Bomb here, because if I would have hit Mud Bomb, then I would have been in range of Shadow Ball. But unfortunately, and then here I'm like desperate to hit this Focus Plus, and in this match he had Charge Move priority, so I was like, oh man, I was dying to, but I think to be honest I was probably like half a turn behind, but still I had the full energy ready to go, and that I think like Focus Blast does about 2/3 of Umbreon's health, but it's whatever. I was like, okay, you know what, I had the lead advantage and I just didn't capitalize on it properly, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna come in Toxicroak here because he seems really hesitant to bring in his Claydol. I'm not 100% sure why. He obviously prefers Zatu here, probably because of the composition of my Pokemon. And so we go Toxicroak versus Toxicroak here. I do have Charge Move priority because I lost the first match. So I know I'm going to be able to hit the Mud Bomb first. And then, so Guan being, a really smart player, one of the best players in Toronto, is going to obviously pull some like clever tactics here. So that's something I knew, but I just like didn't execute the best I could. So let's see here. Gonna hit this Mud Bomb here. Oh, so I saw the switch out. And for some reason I still went for the Mud Bomb. And then here I'm going to switch out to Drapion. And then hopefully I learn my lesson one day. And then here I try to bait out the shield. So I'm like, okay, King, you gotta stop being a chicken here, and you gotta bait against Guan every once in a while to keep him honest. And then here I'm like, okay, shield the air lace. Like, you got beaten down by air lace so many times. Like, just shield it once so you can hit this crunch here and then get rid of this Zatu. So we hit the crunch. It's all good. I think he was at Ominous Wind, which shouldn't have done a ton of damage, but at least would have. So here, Mud Bomb comes out. And then I'm waiting at the switch clock a little bit longer. So I come Hypno here. He's like locked in, so that's perfectly fine. And then Skunk Tank comes here. And then I was like, okay. I don't know, I'm a stupid idiot. Like, that's I should have went Focus Blast. I just got like a little too scared there by the crunch. But I know crunch doesn't KO me. Like, this is the part I don't know why. Anyways, I kind of self-doubted myself a little bit. Maybe like didn't do the things I did in practice. I ended up winning this match anyways, but again, doesn't matter like whether or not you win or lose. Is like, did you execute as much as you can? I know I can get to this Focus Blast against Skunk Tank. I absolutely know it. But I was like playing it like I still was gonna win, but playing a little bit too safe there. So like, not shield baiting where I could, not shielding air lace. So a lot of things I can really take away from this tournament that I can improve for future tournaments, for regionals, and in other upcoming theme battles. But again, I practiced so much, right? I played the strategies and whatnot and just didn't execute them, both in like the second round and in this round as well as I could. So I go Alone Eradicate. I love Alone Eradicate in this cup. It's definitely one of my sleeper picks here. So here I know he's trying to build up for a wild charge and try to shield bait. In this case, I thought, okay, maybe this is going to be wild charge. No, it's being Thunder Punch. So I know later on I'm gonna get knocked around by Thunder Punch, which is fine. And you'll see why it's fine in a little bit. So Alone Eradicate is a huge tank. It's gonna be able to tank this Thunder Punch, no problem. Or not Thunder Punch, Wild Charge, no problem. And then I'm gonna get a Crunch. And then this is what I necessarily have to worry about is whether or not I'm going to get hit by another charge move. And then here, debatable on what I should do. He says, oh, I should just fast move down. But there was a risk that I was going to hit the crunch. I was like super close to it. I was like one quick attack away. And now I know he's at 0 energy right here. So my goal is to just feint it down. But unfortunately, one turn earlier. So I really like my Toxicroak here, because even if he comes with Zatu, I can hit it with a Sludge Bomb and do like a good amount of damage here. If he comes with another Pokemon, then I should be fine too. So he comes with Toxicroak, so I hit the Mud Bomb, and then I bail out to my Hypno, and then here I'm in a good position. And then I learned from my last match, I'm like, just go for the Focus Blast, man. Like, even though I got hit by one counter already, I'm like, just go for the Focus Blast. Hypno beats Skunk Tank in no shields with Focus Blast. So Um, don't be a coward, man. Like, I know it's difficult to use confusion, but here I hit the focus blast and KO Skunk Tank. So GG in that match. So in that case, I learned from my previous match. I'm like, just gotta go for the focus blast against Skunk Tank. So I played pretty well in that one. I was happy with my results there. So now we're on to round 5 here. If I think I extended this clip a little bit. So round 5, I'm going against Alan Yee. Alan Yee is one of the top PvP players. He's currently 4-0 in this tournament. And I guess I didn't cut the clip to see what my team was appropriately. But anyway, so I lead with Drapion, and he leads with Toxicrow, which is I'm in a bad situation here, and I debate on what to go with. I went with this little double dark strategy. I was hoping to throw him off, but it didn't quite work out. And then here I'm like totally trapped here. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a horrible position here. This is all recipes for a massive beatdown. So again, I'm in not a great position here. Bad lead here. So here I am not going to shield here. So that's the right move there. And then from here, I would actually just, if I was him, I would just try to energy farm against this Spiritomb. So I'm going to hit the Shadow Ball here. I'm like, taking out half his health at this point in time. And then he decides to crunch here. I guess he's still built up like a decent amount of energy here. And then he fades me down. And then here I'm going to wait out the clock a little bit because I don't want to get trapped. I don't want to get my Toxicrow trapped. And here I fainted down. All right. Switch. And then here I try to bait the last shield or to KO or almost KO the Xatu. And then I decide to switch here. I should, like, in some of those instances, I really should fake out with Mud Bomb and then switch out. That way I have, like, energy on my Toxicrow, but, like, it wouldn't necessarily have mattered that much, so. And then here, I'm, like, 2 shields versus 1 with my Drapion. Unfortunately, this is not a very good matchup for me. And then here, I hit the Aqua Tail again, and then I was like, okay, maybe I can get to another one here, which I definitely am. But this is the I debated on what I should have did here. I guess I could have risked my Toxicrow doesn't have a ton of health left, so. And then here I don't even fade this Toxicrow. That's the crappy part. And then I'm gonna get blasted by a Mud Bomb as soon as my Toxicrow comes in. So I debated in my head. I'm like, which is probably a good thing because they clearly did not have enough health left. Not shielding and then trying to fade down with counters. But if I had more health than his Toxicrow, then that's a strategy I could have done. Then hit it with a Sludge Bomb at the end. But it wasn't not meant to be. So GG on match number 1, Alan. And then here I come. Xatu, I'm like, okay, I gotta change it up a little bit. Xatu, good against Claydol. Good against Toxicrow. So here again, horrible lead situation for me. And then here I'm like, okay, I'll get a couple shots and build up a little bit of energy because quick attack is not super effective. And then here I'm gonna switch out to Toxicrow, just like try to pound as many. And then for some reason here I was like, oh, he came Toxicrow. That's weird. I was 100% expecting Xatu to come next. So Toxicrow versus Toxicrow. The Toxicrow that has the energy advantage is going to win the matchup. So here he goes Mud Bomb. I'm gonna go another Mud Bomb here. Unless your Toxicrow has like significantly less health, then yeah, the Toxicrow that has the energy advantage is going to win. So here, a shield here, knowing that it's like, pretty close. It's debatable on whether or not that shield was worth it. Because like my Toxicrow ends up with very health, I could have came with Zatu, very low chance that but I like my Toxicrow in this situation. So here he comes Zatu. I'm gonna wait out the clock a little bit. I probably didn't really need to, but and then here it's kind of a not so great situation. So he switches, which is a really nice play here. And then I don't mean to hit the crunch, but here I try to go for the switch, and then the crunch comes up. So that was not good for me. But maybe it was. Maybe it was because it allowed me to feint down this Alone Raticate, and then I could hit Ominous Wind against this Zatu. And then Zatu's so squishy that this Ominous Wind, even though no stab, Ominous Wind is not the strongest move. So here I was like, okay, unless he gets a... And then here I was like, oh man, it's like pretty close. Can I feint it down? Infestation Bug is super effective. And then he was like super close to getting to an Ominous Wind, but we're able to take that match. Obviously, I think the switch into Toxicrow ended up costing him. I guess I would have like burnt his shield, and then I would have had like a slight energy advantage or shield advantage, and like some energy advantage from like farming up his Natu, but it would have been like a pretty tough match for me to come back from. All right, so we now the tables are turned. Now I'm using Alone Raticate, and I'm against his Zatu. So I expect a switch out at some point in time, and then here I just come Hypno because I assume it's gonna be Toxicrow, and then here I don't shield, and the reason why I don't shield is that I know that Toxicrow doesn't have enough energy, especially if I switch at the same time to get to, and then he comes Alone Raticate here. And then I guess he didn't expect that I was going to get to Focus Blast. So I get to Focus Blast here. And we hit the Focus Blast. So good. And now I'm going against Zatu. And I'm in like a super favorable position. I'm just going to let this Hypno feign me. Which actually just ended up fading me. So I was like, that's not a great situation here. Then I come Alone Raticate. I've built up a ton of energy already, so I'm going to hit a crunch here. And then we basically just race to charge moves at this point in time. I do have a Toxicrow in the back, so if I was like down a shield, it actually would have been pretty bad for me. But we're in even shield scenario. And then I hit a crunch here. Crunch would feint Zatu. And we are almost done. And gonna hit the... Nope. Okay. Gonna shield here. I love Alone Raticate. Alone Raticate was definitely one of the Pokemon that I really, really liked in this cup. And it does have a double weakness to Toxicrow, but it walls a lot. It's so tanky and can wall and take a lot of blows, so which allows you to not use your shields and save them for Pokemon that are way squishier. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed that tournament, enjoyed those battles. I learned a lot in terms of my own gameplay, knowing that I always have to constantly evolve and get better and make sure, one, I implement what I practice, right? So there's some situations where I'm like, okay, I've practiced this so many times. I know, okay, Hypno versus Skunk Tank, I gotta hit that Focus Blast. There's situations where I need to like learn when to shield. So against an aerial race, against a Zatu, like I know the counts. I should be counting to know like when the situations when aerial ice is advantageous, and like I should not be switching to a Drapion and losing against a Zatu. That's just a horrible situation for me. And 3, I can't underestimate any of my opponents, and I know that I have to keep getting better, keep improving, and then hopefully everyone watching this battle gets a sense of the meta and where it's going and how to best formulate your teams. I am going to continue posting Nightmare Cup battles, but I'm going to put a lot of focus into regionals since that's like my really big focus for my next big tournament. I am going to do a tournament in Argentina around Nightmare on the probably the 14th, the Friday, if I recall correctly, if that's the date. Actually, no, that's not the date. It's actually the 17th. So correction there, 17th, which is the Friday. I'm gonna go do a tournament, a Nightmare Cut tournament. Hopefully, there's a lot of participants, and trainer tips, myself and Zionic will be participating in that tournament. So if you're in Argentina, you're in Buenos Aires, definitely join that tournament and look forward to the battles. And then obviously I have Argentina broadcasting, showcasting that we're going to be doing on the 18th. And then I have my own regional tournament on the 25th. So it's going to be a busy month for PvP. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the journey that we're coming along together. And I'm hoping that you can continue learning and growing your PvP skills, because I'm looking to help you as much as I can. So stay tuned for all the exciting, tournament videos and battle videos and preparation. And if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see everyone in the next video.